The next thing I want to take a look at in regards to a pivot table is formatting the pivot table. And you do have a number of different ways that you can get into formatting the results of a pivot table. I'm going to take you through first kind of the more manual process where you can get into the nitty-gritty and really start to format the pivot table to your liking. And then we'll take a look at some styles that you can use to help format your pivot table. Just some kind of canned, pre-formatted results of pivot tables. So first, even though I say that this is kind of a more manual process, again, pivot tables, they're pretty straightforward. You just got to know where the feature's at, and just through a couple of clicks of the mouse, you're done. Watch this. So I've got months in my row labels, and I've got a sum of sales inside my value section. Now, these are sales amounts. These are numbers, so they should look like currency. I should have commas and decimal places and the currency symbol for whatever country we're living in and so on. So I want to format that as a currency. Well, you got a couple ways to do this. What I'm going to recommend is to go into your pivot table fields panel, go down to your value section where you got sum of sales, give that a click, just a left click. I'm going to go back into value field settings that we talked about earlier with custom calculations. Give that a click. Inside of the value field settings window, lower left corner, I'm going to go to number format. I'll give that a click. This is going to open up the format window that you're probably familiar with by using just Excel in general. Inside of here, you got all your different formats. I'm going to go to currency, and I'll just leave it set to the default one there. I'm going to use the dollar symbol, and my negative formats will just be a negative symbol. That's fine. I'll hit OK, and I'm going to hit OK again. And I've now formatted the results of the sum of sales. That easy. Go down to your value section, give it a click, go into value field settings, get into number format, format your numbers, whatever those numbers are and however you want to represent them. So that's me manually jumping in there and doing a little bit of format. Now we've also got the ability to get into what are called styles, some canned formatting. Take a look. I'll click into my pivot table, go up to my design tab, top of my screen. On the design tab, you've got pivot table styles. And in here, this is much like format as table that we saw a few lectures ago. You got all these canned formatting options that you can pick from. And let's see, once again, I like blue. I'm going to grab this one right here. I'll hit OK, or I'll just select it. And I've now formatted my pivot table. It's got some blue colors. My headers are bold now. Let me click back into there again. I'm going to add some more here. I'm going to grab salesperson and put that in the column section. And you can see I've got this nice formatted pivot table. Let's try another one. I like orange as well. There's an orange one, just kind of some borders around it. Let's see, I can turn on banded rows. So now I've got every other row there that's formatted, or maybe I'll do, not banded rows, I'll do banded columns. And I got every other column formatted. But you got all these canned styles. Well, I like that one right there. That's a nice one. Again, I like blue. Nice big headers there at the top, bold calculations down below. I got my dollar symbols in there, decimal places, thousands, commas, but a nice formatted pivot table. And again, really simple to do. You can go down into the value section, get into the value field settings where you can do your number formatting. You want to get into colors and such, you can hop up to the design tab, and you've got a bunch of styles to pick from to start formatting your pivot tables. So try this out. Whatever you pick, design a pivot table, slap in some fields in there, and then get in and format the numbers through the value field settings. Get up to the design tab and grab some styles that you can use to really start to push these over the edge and make them more presentable. Try formatting your pivot tables.